Let's go. Yeah, he that beat. Spit that fire, kill that beat. Pull that smoke and breathe that heat. DJ gon' put that on repeat. Grind time, I hurt that street. This is work, it ain't no sleep. Push until your body weak. If you don't win, then you don't eat. Yeah, my crew don't know defeat. All we know is how to beat the brakes. Off for anybody out there trying to stop the cheese. There's nobody stopping me. He's blames a cop a plea, and I'ma put this mic through their face for trying to mock me, beat. Until we falling out, breaking along, we out of control, we down the road. Y'all wanna get it up, then let me know. If we can put it on blast and tell it. Until we falling out, breaking along, we out of control, we down the road. Y'all wanna get it up, then let me know. If we can put it on blast and tell it. They say they can't believe the way the boy MCs. I bring them in by the millions, so now I'm a lead. And every time I speak, them haters rest in peace. I reinforce my spot as the commander-in-chief. I breathe the fire, the pain, had motivation after death to still continue the game. The reason that nobody else can ever sit in my lane. The spark that turns a normal man into one insane. Let's go. Until we falling out, breaking along, we out of control, we down the road. Y'all wanna get it up, then let me know. If we can put it on blast and tell it. Until we falling out, breaking along, we out of control, we down the road. Y'all wanna get it up, then let me know. If we can put it on blast and tell it. This for my people on the edge. It ain't no reason why you shouldn't be jumping off that ledge. Let's go. Yeah, he that beat. Spit that fire, kill that beat. Pull that smoke and breathe that heat. DJ gon' put that on repeat. Grind time, I hurt that street. This is work, it ain't no sleep. Push until your body weak. If you don't win, then you don't eat. Yeah, my crew don't know defeat. All we know is how to beat the brakes. Off for anybody out there trying to stop the cheese. There's nobody stopping me. He blames a cop a plea, and I'ma put this mic through their face for trying to mock me, beat. Until we falling out, breaking along, we out of control, we down the road. Y'all wanna get it up, then let me know. If we can put it on blast and tell it. Until we falling out, breaking along, we out of control, we down the road. Y'all wanna get it up, then let me know. If we can put it on blast and tell it. Let's go.
Hey, Blue Wolf. How you doing, man? I've been rough, man. I mean, everything outside of my computer has been a delight. I've had a wonderful sunny day just chilling with the girlfriend. I went out with family last night and had a great time at dinner. But everything going on this computer has been a nightmare. Well, that's good to hear. Basically, I've been having horrible hard drive issues ever since yesterday. And I've managed to stabilize the problems just well enough, I think, to get a couple streams in before swapping to a completely new hard drive, which I'm going to be doing this weekend. So, yeah, this week's been interesting so far. It's been very scary. I've already dropped $100 on a new hard drive, and I was upset at first because I was just like, oh man, I wasted all my money when I just fixed the problem, but no, this hard drive needs to go. You're in Germany? How's that going? Oh yeah, I had a great time with the girlfriend. It was wonderful. Sorry if I'm sniffly. My allergies are kicking in. Penny slept on my face while I was sleeping, so... I'm trying to wake up, but yeah, it's been rough on me. Just getting up and around. I didn't mean to fall asleep. The girlfriend just wanted me to lay with her until she fell asleep, and I ended up falling asleep with her because I got so comfortable. Hated the flight there. Oh boy. How long was it? Sanosi. I like this track a lot. Alrighty. Hey, Obi, how's it hanging, man? I liked your story. Did you like my video? How you doing, Obi? Let us play some more Bolt Gun. Oh gosh, I'm so tired, you guys. Anyways, alright, last we left off, we had just defeated, I think, another Greater Demon of Chaos, and right now we're trying to push forward in this, what looks to be a plasma refinery? Which one was you in the thumbnail? I was the one in the center, looking very scared. You mean the, or do you mean the thumbnail to the video? Because the thumbnail for the video, I'm the cat, of course. I'm always the cat. Alright, what are we dealing with here? I think I've already been through this area. There's health pickups, though, I missed. Those are very important to get. I guess I missed them while I was here. Salted Flamer. Where plane took off and woke up at the same time before it landed, but the whole being in an airplane thing was making my ears feel like hell. Oh god, yeah, that's the worst. Yeah, my first airplane ride, I was like in the fetal position crying the entire time because of how the air pressure was affecting my ears. It was a very upsetting experience. Got him. You need to make sure he was taken care of before I move forward. Grab some more health. Yep. We're solving problems here today in Bolt Gun. Chewing gum can help with the air pressure. Yep, and that's what helped me with that time. Coming back. Hey Fenris, how you doing, man? That's good to hear. Yeah, that helps. Headphones help as well. Never had the problem since then, because, well, I don't think I've ever been on a plane without headphones or bubblegum. And also back then I had tubes in my ears, so there were issues there as well. I'm doing okay. I'm a bit sleepy, a bit groggy, a bit sniffly, but other than that, I'm fine. Having nightmare technical issues on my computer notwithstanding. Oh boy. I don't really know what to take away from the situation other than, man, be kind to your external hard drives. Not that it's a lesson I've learned, it's more just this thing is a clunky piece of shit that nearly ruined years of work. I had to hold in the pain because standards for men. Oof. Oh man, well, if you can get rid of your pain, then always go for that. Thing with making my ears feel like hell. Yeah. If you're able to sleep through the entire flight, that's the best shit, because you just, I don't know. Just being able to pass the flight works well. If you have something to do, for example, I read through the first few volumes of Quest Diagnostic. Okay. I read through the first few volumes of Fruits Basket on my fly home from DC. Give your hard drive a massage. Yeah, I'll try that. I'll be getting a new external here soon. Higher amount, it'll be instead of the My Book, it'll be the My Passport. The My Book is a larger, like, form factor, like a bigger, physically bigger unit that is built for, like, desktop computers, and I'll be getting a My Passport instead, which is much smaller. Meant to be paired with a laptop, which I honestly prefer. Like the little hard drive I have, no issues whatsoever. The one I use for my footage, no problems. Big boy, tons of issues since day one. So, also it was followed up like by what I would describe as a perfection or a perfect modding session of Stardew Valley. I got all the mods I wanted. I got them all working perfectly. I go to try the game out. It works fine. And then, literally that night, I boot up the computer the next day. I go to play some Final Fantasy XIV and some World of Warcraft because I've been kind of doing both at the same time. And I get a whole party together at 14, and I'm like, yeah, hey, cool, guys, let's do Palace of the Dead. I got the whole party together. And then I was having some technical issues, and I'm like, hold on, guys, let me relog. I'll relog real quick, and we can. Once we relog, I'll be back with you, and we can play some Palace of the Dead. And then I couldn't relog because, according to my computer, that game no longer existed on my computer. And so the issue I thought I was having was that the hard drive would spin up, and then it wouldn't work after that. It would spin for a second and allow me to read off of it, and then it would just stop. Your phone was dead at the time. So, oh, that's lame. Damn. I know. Last time I was on a plane, I was flying home to Michigan from Florida, and I think for that entire flight, I think my plane had a Wi-Fi connection on it, so I just browsed Twitter on my phone. That's pretty much all I did then, and yeah, just doom scrolled for an entire flight. I don't recommend it. Oh, and Animal Crossing on my DS. A portable game system helps as well, but I don't know. It has to be your game you're interested in. Jesus, I'm lost. I don't know where to go for this level. I'm guessing I started here. So let's just follow our path here and see where it can lead us. I'm finding enemies here and there. I don't think I'll do this again. I don't think I'll end a stream halfway through a level again, because this is difficult to navigate. Alright. That doesn't go nowhere. I can hear demons down here. But just because there's enemies doesn't mean that it's progress, you know? Oh. Oh, the irony. Don't let the planes explode during a Game Boy. Yes. Suddenly have affiliate. For some reason, I have had a dream of a smaller streamer I know that doesn't have affiliate. Suddenly having affiliate. That's pretty funny. Affiliate's not that big a deal, honestly. I feel like affiliate is like kind of meant to entrap viewers. Like it's the number one goal you're pushing towards in the beginning, and the site encourages you to do so, only for you to be met with a little bit of monetization. Well, monetization and a clause that doesn't allow you to dual stream, which kind of screws you. But the irony, I must return to the story. Yes, tell me more of your story, Obi. I will adapt it into a video for funsies, because I had fun reading that. But it's still a big accomplishment if it's your first time doing it, and it does give you the idea that you can make it. And of course, you can make it. It's just it does give you a bit of encouragement, and I can say that's a plus. Oh boy, every time this game is going to freeze up on stream, I'm going to panic. Because of just the nightmare technical issues I've been having. I am so lost, I don't know where I am. Day 2 of the zone. Nice. I did something like that for the game Kenshi. That was a lot of fun, just writing down my experiences in that game. Alright, still lost. Alright, that's going to lead us right back to the start. Okay, let's hook a hard right this time. That's where we came from. I don't know if I want to reset the level or what. Can I do that? Can I reset the level? Hidden Sins autosave. Hidden Sins. Alright, that's the autosave. I just opened that. Okay, so that was an autosave. That meant I was making progress, right? There's already fanfic. Well, oh, Stalker the game. There's fan films coming out. I know Wendigoon is helping make one. Also, this is the most wonderful bunny hop I felt in a shooter in a long time. It's a delight. Alright, well, we made it this far. Let's go from here, I suppose. Alright, there's enemies that way. Enemies down there. We're gonna go ahead and take this way then. There's the door we opened. Oh. Oh! Oh, is that a... Volkite Caliber? This is a gun I just don't know. I have never experienced this gun in 40k. Completely new weapon to me. Let's look up some lore. When isn't there fanfic? Oh, there's always fanfic. Volkite Caliber. Volkite Caliber. Oh. Arcane term used by the Adeptus Mechanicus to refer to a powerful thermal ray weapon technology. Ooh. Okay. I haven't run into these. This is a Heresy era weapon. Interesting. Yay, lore! I actually don't know much about it, which is weird. I'm normally... A lot of health, there's something strange coming. Alright. Okay. Here we are. Volkite weapons is an arcane term used by the Adeptus Mechanicus to refer to a class of powerful thermal ray weapons whose technology is pre-imperial in origin and dates back to the Dark Age of technology. These weapons possessed considerable killing power, surpassing most other armaments of their size. Blasts from Volkite weapons were known to even be able to penetrate the thick ceramite plates of Space Marine power armor with one concentrated shot. Volkite weapons produce a deflagrating attack, which subsonic combustion caused by a beam of thermal energy propagated through a target material by thermodynamic heat transfer so hot that burning material heated the next layer of cold material and ignited it. The Volkite weapon's heat ray has a devastating effect on organic matter, explosively burning flesh into ash and jetting fire. Unfortunately, Volkite weapons of the various types were difficult to manufacture, even for the most able of the ancient Mechanicum's forges, and the demands of the expanding Great Crusade in the late 30th millennium swiftly overwhelmed the supply of these relic weapons. Alright, Sonico, have a good one. Oh no, new weapon, a lot of health. Me and my friends made an NPC war roleplay thing in Gmod, which is inspired from Stalker and Zombie Apocalypse. Use Stalker roleplay maps. That's awesome, man. You should send some pictures of that to me and let me see what it looks like. But, so it looks like it was a ancient weapon that was just lost. Or not necessarily lost, but what's the strength on this? Strength 7 is the plasma gun. So it's a slightly weaker plasma gun? Plasma gun, heavy bolter, vengeance launcher, meltagun, Volkite caliber. Alright. So we're gonna try this out for a minute and see what it's like. It was it's an interesting situation where oh yeah, that's like a rail cannon or a it's like a beam weapon that's like a Quake beam weapon. Interesting. It's strength 6, so I'm gonna probably save it if I can and use the shoddy for the smaller demons, like these guys. Like no reason to actually use the more powerful weapons on these fellas. Interesting. Ooh, yeah, very fancy. It looks like they stopped manufacturing them purely because they were expensive and hard to come by. Or they just, it was easier to make bolt guns and multi guns and stuff, which I can totally imagine. Let's go ahead and switch over to take care of you. And I can get in on this guy, but he's pretty tough. Let's go and switch over to the plasma for this guy. Heresy. Hey, Witty, how you doing, man? Ooh, that's pretty fun. I love fucking around with the AI and stuff in Garry's Mod, just on sandbox maps. There we go, you're done. Bye-bye. Oh, I had to uninstall Garry's Mod, because Garry's Mod was one of those games that was causing issues on the computer. Hey, Witty. Nothing against Garry's Mod personally, it just happened to be the unfortunate game that was trying to write to my hard drive when it went to shit. So the only way I could fix the computer was by completely uninstalling Garry's Mod. And even then, it didn't fix it, it just prolonged the inevitable, which is that this hard drive is on its way out. How you doing, Witty? So yeah, they just stopped using the Volkite weapons because it was easier to work with bolters, which I totally understand. Bolters are useful, they're reliable. And a lot of times, they weren't even, like, Space Marines weren't even fighting other Space Marines, they were fighting normal humans. Or, like, just native Xenos. Not like the high-level shit like Eldar and Orcs, but more just like, there are people on this planet, they are green. They speak a different language than us, they are not human, therefore they die. Oh, wow, he actually hit me with that. That's usually how it works in the Great Crusade. It depends on which Space Marine Legion you had to deal with, of course. Like, if the Luna Wolves came knocking, if the Luna Wolves, Horus's guys, came knocking, you had a good chance of making it out with most of your culture and planet intact as long as you were human. Even if you were human and you worked alongside aliens, you were able to work something out with Horus. Because that was one of the Horus's things, is that he was really diplomatic and able to work with people. Now, of course, if you did come to blows with Horus, you could expect a very brief, brutal, and humane war. So, swift surgical strikes that quickly break down your entire defense and just destroy your planet. Not destroy your planet, but cripple your society to the point where there are minimal civilian casualties and such. Good, what is today's topic? I kind of just feel like talking 40k lore, honestly, or whatever I want to talk about. Like, I guess we could talk a bit about San Andreas, because that ended, and that was a lot of fun. That was a very satisfying ending, and I enjoyed watching the journey of CJ as a character from skinny LA gangbanger to, like, millionaire god who's, like, sprinting, who's, like, super buff and, like, really tough and, like, sprinting through crowds of enemies with twin machine guns and just mowing them down. Taking on the gangs of Los Angeles with military-grade firearms. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. Talk a bit about Stardew Valley and how I'm going to be playing that soon. I'm very excited about that. I've been watching a lot of JoJo, so if you guys want to talk about JoJo, that's another thing we can talk about. Whatever you guys, like, I don't know. Throw some things at me, see what you got. Also, I just got forcibly alt-tabbed by Facebook. Thanks, Facebook. Let's go ahead and kill this tab. There we go. And yeah. But yeah. Depending on what Space Marine Legion you had to deal with during the Great Crusade, you had a pretty good chance of your culture making it out intact. If you had to deal with the Salamanders, the Sons of the Salamanders, or the Luna Wolves, or the Blood Angels, you were probably going to be okay. But if you had to deal with, like, the World Eaters, or, like, any other, like, there's many other legions where it's just, like, you're in trouble. Night Lords, World Eaters. I guess the Night Lords aren't so bad. They just scare the shit out of you. Like, they wouldn't... What do I need on this guy? Strength 7? Oh yeah, the Melta Gun is like the BFG equivalent. I want to hold off on that and use the Volkite instead. If you could be in any universe, which and why? I've actually thought quite a bit about this, and in terms of a sci-fi universe that I could be in, I'm most happy with my current one, of course. But if I had to pick something else, maybe The Matrix, because if I could gain some sort of knowledge, I could be like a superhero. I wouldn't want to leave The Matrix. I would just want to become a god of The Matrix. Similar to the, like, vampires and shit in The Matrix Reloaded. Another one would be, I talked a bit about it before, but I wouldn't mind living in Starship Troopers. As long as I wouldn't join the mobile infantry, I would just want to live as a civilian. I don't want to become a citizen. I'd be like Johnny Rico's dad. Hello there.
Hello there.
Undertale's a good choice. Hey, Misty. Hey, Undertale's a great choice. How you doing, Mist? I named my character Kerensky Jebediah. Kerensky because it's Slavic and Jebediah because stalkers have random ass last names. Nice. That's a cool name. That sounds fun. That sounds like a BattleTech character, but that's because I'm thinking of Kerensky, which is a very popular lore figure in BattleTech. Not popular, but famous, I guess is how I'd describe it. He's what led to the creation of the clans, if you're familiar with your BattleTech lore. Sword Art Online is another one I'd live in happily, because being able to just disappear into a virtual world forever, and, like, I don't know, like, for me, if I was Kirito's age and got trapped into Sword Art, I wouldn't want to get out. I would want to stay there. But that's because I was an antisocial dork who just did not want to live in the real world. Harry Potter, not a bad choice, because anyone can become a wizard through practice and training, which I've always been fond of conceptually. Any setting where there's a special class of people from birth who only get certain things, I wouldn't want, because that means I'd have no upward momentum. Hold on, let me grab some heals and we'll move to the next area. Alright, sorry. I couldn't finish mowing the lawn. Reason I couldn't come earlier. That's fine. I live in SAO, but after the whole getting trapped. Yeah, same here. I wouldn't want to live in Alfheim. I wouldn't want to live in a world where I'd be expected to not be trapped in an MMO. In the case of Sword Art. Like, I wouldn't want to live in Sword Art post Sword Art Online. I'd want to be trapped in that MMO so that someone would have to, so that I could just sit in a hospital bed and like have my be fed intravenously without having to do anything, and I could just live in my video game. Honestly, I'd probably be one of those player groups. Okay, here's the thing that's crazy. You're killing me without my knowing. Yeah, it's a nightmare. Here's the crazy thing about Sword Art, and I want to bring this up. The fact that there were not guilds of people in Sword Art who actively tried to kill Kirito at every turn, or tried to stop Kirito at every turn, or stop progression, is hilarious to me. Because you know there'd be a class of, like, antisocial people who wouldn't want to go back. They'd be like, oh, cool, now I have an excuse to play this forever. The real world was shit anyway. The only time I was ever happy was when I was playing this video game. Why would I want to bother leaving? So the idea that that didn't exist in the Sword Art storyline is real missed potential, in my opinion. It's like, there would be crowds of players trying to stop Kirito every step of the way so that they can continue living in this world. Honestly, right? It's HP, it's not anyone. You can have unborn... It's not anyone. You can have unborn ability to use magic. That's why muggles and squibs exist. Also inborn. Damn, I thought because like Hermione had like non-magical parents, but I'm guessing she had some sort of magical lineage that allowed her to do that. If so, that's lame, and I wouldn't want to live in that world then, because I don't have magical lineage. Yeah, so that greater demon is just a common feature of the map now, huh? English is horrible today. Yeah, it's alright. I get it. I couldn't type very well either for the last few days. That's because I haven't been on my computer. I type decently on a computer, but you put me on a phone and suddenly I can't speak English anymore. Yeah, but the strength of Sword Art, specifically the first game, is the whole trapped in an MMO plot point. The fact that they're actually trapped goes a long way to adding stakes to the story. And it's an interesting setting to explore. I would say Ready Player One, but I think that is... I don't think that kind of thing could exist IRL without being corporatized to shit and having to pay for every little thing. You can already see with the development of metaverses today. It would only be a matter of time till the whole thing is corporatized and taken over. So I'd want no part in it. I think I've said it before, but the real-life metaverse must be open source, otherwise it's not real. Alright, did he take any damage from what I just did? Did that work at all? Hold on, let me try and get up there. Muggleborn, there we go. Alright, you're done. Alright, it barely hurts you at all. Let's try the Vengeance Launcher. Alright, he's done. Good. Moving through. Has magic, but no magical lineage. Oh, okay. Interesting. But yeah, GGO or Alfheim, the weakness, like, those would be awesome settings to be in, don't get me wrong. But it's more just... There was an excuse for people not doing anything and just living in the MMO when Sword Art was a thing. And it's literally, I am physically trapped, I am mentally trapped here. I can't get out. This is a horrific crime against humanity, and these people are victims. And it's like, Alright, well, I'll be a victim in that circumstance. I'd love to just live in the world of Aincrad. I'd love to live in the world of Sword Art Online and just exist there and not have to be an actual human being out in the world. Like, it's just, it's the escape. It's an actual escape from reality. I think Meta is in on it. HP lore for some reason. Well, you've been playing a lot. I'm guessing there's a lot of that shit in Hogwarts Legacy. Some people are trying to make Nerve Gear IRL. What's the star beside my name? Oh, you were gifted a subscription. I think Sonico gifted you a subscription. Let me double check. Yeah, it was Sonico. Sonico gifted you a sub. I think you're a tier 1 sub now. So no more ads for you, Misty. But yeah, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings would both be good options. Of course, I wouldn't want to be a human in Lord of the Rings, because their existence is kind of awful. If I were to be anyone in Lord of the Rings, I'd want to be a hobbit. Because hobbits got it the best. They're just like chill countryside stoners. I love them. Or an elf. Oh, being an elf in Lord of the Rings would be the shit. Being an elf in really any setting, except for maybe Elder Scrolls, would be the shit. Or, except for maybe 40k, would be the shit. Yeah! Sonico's a hero. He helped you out. But yeah, Starship Troopers is a big one. The idea of just the government taking care of me completely and utterly, and me living a perfect life of just chilling, buying luxury goods, pursuing my own goals. Anything that allows me just to do what I want and not be indebted to someone else, I'll take, because I'm a filthy anarchist. That's pretty nice. Star Wars is not a setting I'd want to live in, though I could see the appeal. Being able to live in the space Old West would be a lot of fun, but unless you are a bounty hunter on a ship or like a Jedi, you're going to have a rough time. You're just going to be doing boring real-life shit. Be a moisture farmer, you know, or I'd be a factory worker. I mean, Andor kind of like... Andor was the thing that actually made me dislike the Empire, finally. Of just, oh, these... Like, seeing, like, the bureaucracy and the inhumane sides of the Empire went a long ways. Oh, yeah! Pokemon, absolutely. I'd love to live in the Pokemon world. Animal Crossing. That'd be lovely. No truth in flesh. It seems that whatever the Mechanicus were doing with the power source did not work out well for them. The halls of the dead are silent but for the sounds of their enduring machines. And demons. Lots of demons. Lots and lots and lots and lots of demons. Ooh. I love how like, every level looks different. The correct use of Adeptus Mechanicus apparatus is hazardous while being on occasion heretical. Exercise caution. Will do. Will do, Servo Skull. Will do. Oh, by the way, my little skull friend, that's a lobotomized human. That's a person who's basically just the bare minimum of gray matter and a skull with robo-bits thrown in, as well as a jet propulsion system to allow it to continue to float. Now, most servo skulls are slaves. This one seems to actually be like probably he was probably a tech priest at some point and was just augmented until he was just a floating skull. Zelda? I don't know. Would I live in Zelda? Probably not. Every few years, there's a whole new evil that's menacing the land. Star Trek, I'd live in. I'd want to revolutionize Pokemon, like make a way for Pokemon to speak with humans, or making clothing company for Pokemon as the main appeal for clothes. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting shit that could be done with the Pokemon universe. It's one of the few... I'll be honest, Pokemon's very unique because it's one of the few it's one of the few utopian settings in video games. Not very many video games want to explore utopia or utopian setting. Pokemon's one of them. The society of Pokemon is nearly perfect in terms of how it functions. Pokemon, if they are shown to be have the intelligence of humans, are given human rights. The world has this unity with nature, where it will not expand or destroy the environment. As it's just one of the things about their world is humanity lives in unity with nature. Or because they have to, because nature, it's like, oh, that's not just a turtle, that's a fire turtle, you know? List of type of Pokemon you want, and I'll write you a fanfic of one in the region. Love to see a CEO of a Pokemon company being a Pokemon. Yeah. List of 10 type of Pokemon you want, I'll write a fanfic of you in one of the regions. Okay, okay. I could do that for you. I could probably give you a trainer card as well that's just like, here's all my Pokemon that I'd like. I cannot wait to play a Pokemon game on the channel. Yeah, you'd probably see that. Like, as time went on, that's one of the cool things about Pokemon is it's just like, we have characters like Meowth and Mewtwo where it's like, okay, if a Pokemon is smart enough, it can learn English and just talk. Mewtwo was, you know, artificial in a way in terms of its... in terms of his, I mean, Mewtwo doesn't have a gender, right? Mewtwo's ascension, in terms of Mewtwo's creation, they were artificially given great amounts of intelligence for the sake of being a weapon. However, Meowth, on the other hand, learned that shit, you know? He listened to those girls out on the beach, doing rhymes about selling cells on the seashore, and that's how he learned it. I think that's really neat. Yeah, I think the Pokemon world's really interesting, and I wish, I'd love to see some people with more, like, with better writing chops than Game Freak actually explore, the setting. Because a lot of people are, like really keen on Pokemon Black and White, and I am too, absolutely. However, it's not that great of a story, it's just not nothing, you know? Sun and Moon was more, like, stronger for its, like, character exploration. It was more of a character-based story. Oh, Sylveon become a fashion model because cute. Oh, man, Sylveon? I think Sylveon is the saddest Pokemon. Because anyone who's grinding out evolutions, in Black and White, were so angry whenever they saw Sylveon. Or, sorry, am I thinking of Sylveon? No, yeah, I'm thinking of Sylveon. They were so upset when they saw Sylveon because... they didn't want Sylveon, they wanted Umbreon or Espeon. And the thing is, I think, what is it? I think the condition for Sylveon existing is love. Like, the Pokemon has to, like you so much that they love you, and that's what creates Sylveon. And so there's all these comics of people, like, screaming, like, I wanted you to be a fucking Umbreon or an Espeon! How dare you! It's so sad. Oh, I died. Oh, yeah. That's also that's a good point, Misty. That's the other thing you learn with Black and White is that, like, gym leaders are not only gym leaders. It's terrible, right? Gym leaders are not only gym leaders, they are, they're like community leaders. They have, like, a role in government. Local government, specifically. Same thing goes with the Elite Four. Because not only are they strong at battling, they've shown a very high regard for Pokemon, which is the technological gap that causes their entire society to function, you know? Kind of like the hyperdrive in Star Trek or the warp in 40K. Like, Pokemon are the thing that make that allow the world of Pokemon to be such a utopia. Working relationship with humans and Pokemon. Which I love as a concept. The idea of just a nature-based utopia is super wonderful. But, like, one of the strengths of Black and White is actually being willing to explore and poke at that society. Like, Team Galactic, is it Team Galactic? Or is it Plasma? Sorry, yeah. Team Plasma's whole thing of basically being Pokemon PETA, and, like, N being someone who genuinely cares for the well-being of Pokemon and thinks that Pokemon being made into battle is not right. And the sad truth is of them having to actually engage with the world, with the things they hate if they want to create real social change. It's an interesting concept, but at the end of the day, they're shown to be hypocritical, and not in so much, but Team Plasma itself. That sucks. Will you play Pal World when it comes out? What's Pal World? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Is there a new, like, hold on, let me look and see if there's a new Pokemon thing. Series said Pal World? Pal World. Pal World. Oh, I don't know. It depends. I tend to not really play a lot of multiplayer games, but if it's fun and if it has a good campaign, hell yeah. I suppose it's, I don't know, we haven't seen a lot of Pokemon rising up in society, probably because I don't think they want to. Battles are mainly decided by the trainers' ability to strategize, transcending creatures' bonds they form with them. The results in the most of these leaders being intelligent, compassionate people that see the long term. Yep, that's what's really cool about it, is that there are very few people that are corrupt. Like, I guess Giovanni would be the example of, like, he's both a community leader and he's a mob boss. But, like, that kind of villainy existing is shown to be the exception rather than the norm in Pokemon World. You'll get some crazy eco-terrorists like Team Aqua, or just some criminal scumbags like Team Rocket who are just in it for cash, which I totally like. Like, they don't got no grand, lofty ambition, they just want to get paid. It's like, run like an actual mafia. I don't know, because I don't think... Like, I feel like if a Pokemon wanted to be a leader of a company, they could be. But I don't think that, I just don't think that interests them. That's really cool that this little screen exists. That really pops out. It's just a nice look. I have a harder time poking holes in the utopia that is Pokemon than I do with something like Star Trek. The only weird thing about Pokemon is how, like, if you look at the way that the world is actually constructed in each of the games, it makes very little sense from a world-building perspective, I guess. Like, the entire thing feels built top to bottom for 10-year-olds to leave their homes. Like, what happens if you're just a kid who lives by Victory Road? Where do you go then? Yeah, that's what N's all about. He's one of the main villains in Pokemon Black. Pokemon Black and White is N. He specifically, his whole thing is, I want to free the Pokemon, and I sadly have to use battle with Pokemon to do it because of how our world is created. Isn't this fucked up? And what's interesting about him is his team changes every time you fight him, because he is freeing all of his Pokemon after each battle. He battles with you once, then he frees you and retrains a fresh batch. Hey, hun. But yeah, all the villains of Pokemon are shown to be people who are, like, outside of the realms of what that world is. It is very wholesome. Yeah, Pokemon Black and White get a lot of praise for that reason, because they're willing to actually ask and answer questions like that of, hey, what if the Pokemon don't like this? And they actually explore that. And the result that they find, there's no laws against the Pokemon, Batman! But that aside, it's an interesting situation whenever it's explored. It's just very few Pokemon games after Black and White wanted to explore that. What I think, there is some really cool ideas that are put forth in that are specifically put forth in Sun and Moon that I think are really neat, and that's the idea that the question of what happens to people who don't want to be Pokemon trainers. There's no laws against the Pokemon, Blue Wolf. No, Joker. Got a little punny, Batman. I love that video. Anyway, let me, I'll just show it to you guys. I love this video so much. There's no laws against the Pokemon, Batman. Here we are. Hold on, let me find it, because there's a specific one that I like. Here we go.
Batman, I caught a...
Alright, let's grab the display capture. I think you guys can hear it. Like, let's see.
Batman, I caught a little Pokemon. Do you want to know what Pokemon I caught?
What Pokemon did you catch, Joker?
I caught a little punny, Batman. I caught a little punny.
Oh no, Joker. Don't tell me.
You already know, Batman. You know what I'm gonna do to that thing.
Joker, it's an animal, Joker. You can't.
Batman, there's no laws against the Pokemon, Batman. I can do whatever I want with it.
No, Joker.
Batman, I caught a little Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, I love that shit. That is some good stuff. It's one of my favorite new YouTubers. He is wonderful. Anyway. Right, yeah, so that's one of the cool things about Sun, Moon, Black and White. While they're like appreciated for their story, is because they actually look at different aspects of the worlds. Like what happens when you, like in the case of the Alola region, in which a lot of young people don't have a Pokemon League to go into, So if they can't fit into the very rigid cultural structure that is built for them by Alolan society, what happens to them? And the answer is a lot of them turn to Team Skull. A lot of them become thugs and criminals and such, purely because it's somewhere who actually accepts them. Not the drawing one, but still good. Yeah, like, Team Skull is shown to be like this family, where everyone is welcome and everyone is, you know, part of something greater than themselves. But there is no great goal for Team Skull other than we're going to be tough, we're going to be cool, and we're going to take what we want. And that's Team Skull's whole thing. They're a bunch of kids, led by a delinquent who made it to adulthood. Uzma, who is probably my favorite Pokemon villain, because it's just, I didn't want to do what my father said, and I continued not doing what he said until I became an old man myself. Guzma's so fucking cool. It's not great that he looks like Rick Sanchez, but I mean, besides that, let me... Oh, we're good. I already got full ammo on this thing. It's actually a shadow versus light dynamic, but yeah, I guess I could see that, black and white, and then, yeah, interesting. I never thought of that angle. But yeah, Pokemon Black and White are good. I don't really... Otherwise, story-wise, I don't have much to say about the other games. There's not really anything worth writing home about. Most of what people enjoy about Pokemon is more like setting-based in terms of their story. Like, it's not about what's actually happening in the plot, it's more about, like, how does the world that you're in make you feel? Like, do you feel like there's this kind of cozy vibe to Gold, Silver, Crystal that people really appreciate. And, like, there's little bits of world building here and that people get into. And that's mostly where the spin-offs are in terms of, like, interesting storytelling about characters and stuff. You're mostly going to get that in, like, the Mystery Dungeon series. I hear the Mystery Dungeon series has a wonderful story. I haven't seen the drawing one, though. I need to give that a look. Yeah, that's why I've never been too crazy about Pokemon. I know people that live and breathe that shit, and I'm just like, it's another RPG. It's another RPG with a really cool monster collecting gimmick. I can't wait to play more of it, but I'm not one of those people who's just like, every time a new Pokemon game comes out, they're like, I need to get it. Me and my friends all need to get it. We all need to play with each other and trade and shit, and I'm just like, hey, you guys have fun with that. I got other shit. I don't really tie myself to anything like that, to be honest. Every single time I've done that, I've gotten bit for it, so I've stopped doing it, you know? It's really bit me in the ass every time. I'm gonna fall back. There was an alternate path in that cave that I wanted to explore. What would be the right thing to do when you catch Pokemon? It depends. I guess from there, you'd want to work alongside of it, get to know it, maybe hang out with it a bit, share the same space. I wouldn't immediately throw it into battle. That was one of the cool things about X and Y and Sun and Moon, is they actually let you pet the Pokemon and, like, help it like you more by just hanging out with it and spending time. And that was what was really cool about that. There's a lot of cool things in those games, of course. Every Pokemon game has good and bad about it. It's a pretty good, like, series if you want variety. If you want every game to be completely different from or very different from the last, then definitely check that out. But I think just spending time with it. Same thing you want to do when you catch an animal. Just get it used to you. I'd say don't battle it. yeah. Immediately being made to fight and kill, probably after being captured, is not a good thing. Now, of course, in the game it's different because the thing has to function as a party member. But again, X and Y and Sun and Moon gave actual, like, heavy benefits for spending time playing with and, like, feeding your Pokemon to make them happy. You don't gotta feed it to keep it alive, but feeding it helps you out immensely. You didn't come back, did you? No. Okay, good. Ooh, yeah. I think some of this technology I'm using might be heretical, because this looks like Zinchian sorcery right here, this Vengeance Launcher. I'm getting low health anyway. I'm hurting pretty bad. Yeah, just chill with it. Like I said, most of the games don't actually consider that angle, or consider how the Pokemon will feel after you catch it, because, well, the Pokemon has to work as a party member. Cogitating, doorway, cogitated, yeah. He's done. Yeah, absolutely. Just as pets or as friends, you can, they can help with certain jobs. Like there's moving, like And that's another weakness of the games, is that you're almost exclusively going to be using them in battles. I guess that's why people like Pokemon Contest so much. Is like Pokemon Contest. It's like just a fashion contests for Pokemon. And people get really into that because it's an entire different part of the world. I think I would love to see a hero, like to see someone make a Pokemon MMO that actually explores all those different aspects. Because you can make a kick-ass sandbox MMO out of Pokemon, or a sandbox game where just Pokemon do all kinds of different shit. That's the kind of the strength of the spin-off games, is you get to see the different aspects of the Pokemon world. And it's a very well fleshed out setting, lore-wise, but mechanically speaking, it's pretty weak. Yes, Pokemon Ranger, absolutely, same thing. Yeah, Wildlife Rangers slash, Wildlife Rangers in the world of Pokemon. Mystery Dungeon, you get to see what Pokemon get up to in their little, like kind of little societies they create in the wild. Conquest, you can see Pokemon used for warfare. Different ideas like that. Stop tempting me with stuff I can't do. Pokemon Online exists, but again, it's mainly focused on the core gameplay of battles. And again, it's a very strong core. Pokemon has a wonderful battle system. I just think that those games need to get a bit more sandboxy in terms of their creation and consider other aspects of the Pokemon world. I mean, I'm not asking for the Elder Scrolls Pokemon as weird, as strange and as fun as that would be to see. However, there are other parts of that world than just shooting people. Sorry, not shooting people, than just battling Pokemon. Like, I'd love to see a Harvest Moon style game where you just run a daycare. Like, here's a game where you just run a Pokemon daycare, you run a Pokemon center, take care of all the injured Pokemon. Just explore different aspects of the world, make these little low-budget games you can play with. Make more things like Mystery Dungeon or Conquest. I'd love to see that explored. I love how we play this Warhammer stream where we're mostly going to be talking about Pokemon. I like to think that when we eventually play Pokemon, we're going to spend the entire thing talking about, like, Dune or some shit. Just something completely unrelated. Man, that's funny. Also, man, I'm getting really used to rounding this. I'm getting really used to the camera movement here. Let's grab some more shit here. Volkite Cannon, good. Pokemon Cross Fallout. Yeah, post-apocalyptic world. It's an interesting setting that really needs to be milked. Similar to like something like Fallout, where it's just like, okay, we've seen the Lone Wanderer experience. Let's see something else. Let's see a game where it's just all about running the caravans or running convoys. You know, caravan simulator. Like Fallout Shelter was exciting because it was just like, oh, we're just gonna get to run our own vaults. That's neat. That's why my favorite part of Fallout 4 was the settlement building. I mean, the games handle that pretty well with the Pokemon, like with the graveyards and such. There's several like haunted areas that are built around that concept of just what happens when a Pokemon dies. What are the effects it has on its family? I think they tackled that in Game 1, which was really cool. I'm really like I remember playing Red recently, and I'm like, damn, they just tackled this shit head on in Game 1. That's sick. All right, we're dropping down. This is the same room, isn't it? I just walked into the same fucking area. Luckily, I have this key here. I know they made like the Tamagotchi games, but I'd love to see a game that actually does a full-blown virtual pet thing, you know? Just like make a little app on the Nintendo Switch. Oh, that was something we kind of lost with the Nintendo, at the end of the 3DS, was just these little bite-sized games that were like $5 or $10, and they were digital only, and they were fun, you know. And now they're just gone because the 3DS ain't around no more. Right, yeah, Pokemon Mental Health, that'd be something interesting to explore. I'm gonna go ahead and tank myself up here. Again, there's a lot that can be done while keeping the games E-rated, you know? Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh man, what if the Pokemon game was like really gory and I got to see like Pikachu rip someone's head off? It's like, I don't want to see that shit. I'm good, but we can keep it E-rated while still exploring interesting concepts and angles. The biggest issue with the Pokemon series is that there has to be a new one every few years, and it has to coincide with the anime and all the merchandise. It's the biggest, like, property that Nintendo and Game Freak and the Pokemon Company. Oh, what the fuck are you? You are utterly terrifying, my good sir. We're gonna just annihilate you now. Vengeance launcher. Right, here we go. What hit me? Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Let's see where this goes. Oh, another one? Great. Alright, fucker. Fine then. Oh, it overcharged. I never realized that before. That's interesting. One more health. I got him. Whew. Oh boy, the rest of this level is gonna be tough. That's for sure. I need health pickups desperately. The melee hit rate is really bad in this game. I agree. All right, later, Mist. You enjoy yourself. I would agree wholeheartedly. I wish the tracking was stronger on the chainsword. Because it's like, if it's directly ahead of you, that's great. But if you're both moving and they're on a, like, if they're higher than lower than you, or especially lower, they're just shit out of luck for the most part. You know what? I'm gonna walk through here with the heavy bolter. I feel comfortable enough with this to have this out. Alright, now I gotta make it to the purple door. I'm trying to remember where the hell that is. Hope to God I don't die. Let's go ahead and make a new save here. Yep, thank you. Posture check, will do. How you guys doing? You guys enjoying the stream so far? Recently been rewatching my way through the JoJo series with a girlfriend, and that has been a magical experience. I am shocked at how well that series is able to move from setting to setting while maintaining its tonal consistency and its quality. Yeah, it's chill. Nice. Having fun. Yay! Good, good, good. I want to make sure everyone's having fun. I am so excited to play Stardew this weekend, you guys. I got all kinds of fun mods and stuff for the game. I really cannot wait to get back to just the laid-back farming life. And I'm actually going to try and beat it. I'm actually going to try and complete all the objectives in the game. It's going to be kind of a test run for sandboxy style games with objectives, but not like a main story, you know? Because Minecraft has like a main story. It has an ending, but of course it's just one of many objectives you can fill out throughout the game, complete throughout the game to get different content and gameplay experiences. I'm also okay with being lost right now because I'm trying to get health more than anything. I am like really hurting. SBR to get... Oh, yeah. Holy shit, yeah. Being able to see Steel Ball Run and animated is going to be a magical experience. I need to read Steel Ball Run. I have no reason not to at this point. I could probably just download it on my phone and give it a read at work. Because I have been on my JoJo kick, and well, let's just say the events of Stone Ocean are fairly well memorized on my end. I remember what happened at the end of Stone Ocean very strongly. And so I'd probably be doing well enough to move right into Steel Ball Run. I've finished. By the way, I've read/watched everything up to Steel Ball Run. I just haven't read Steel Ball Run that much. I got to the Umbrella guy, if you know what I'm talking about. The last thing I remember outside of the Umbrella Man was Welcome to the Real Man's World with Ringo Road-again. That was pretty sick. I need a health pack, for fuck's sake. Ah. The manga I want to animate it is the Boxer manga. Hi Sasha, how you doing, man? The Boxer manga? Like Hajime no Ippo? Or is there a manga just called The Boxer? There was this really good comic I read about the Boxer Rebellion, which was very different than a manga. I'm looking for a purple door. Purple door, purple door, purple door. Where are we going? What are we doing? The Boxer manga. Oh, for real? Crazy. I didn't know that. Because when I hear boxing manga, I think of Hajime no Ippo, which was very good from what I've read of it / watched. It's really the only sports anime I've really gotten into. Actually, no, that's not true. I got into Yuri on Ice, and then it went to shit. But... Or The Boxer. Okay. It's crazy to me how much people are getting into manga, but I get it, you know? It makes sense, because it's just something you can open up on your phone, and a lot of people who are manga fans are people that are, like, disillusioned with anime, and are just like, man, I hate that they cut out all this shit. I hate finishing a show just to be told that all the best parts were left on the cutting room floor. I hate all the localization changes. So I can see why people are really getting into manga, because they want the purest form of it, and I get that. For me personally, I think a lot of times the art is weaker, and I have a stronger emotional response to seeing it animated on screen and voiced. It's like why I watch dubs too, is because, like, when I can actually understand what's being said more directly, without being distracted by subtitles, I'm able to actually appreciate the visual language of what's going on stream. Project Redeemer is growing, and our latest edition is a fucking robot furry. Plus, nice! Good to hear, man. I look forward to it. I look forward to hearing about it. Really gory, and I love it. Yeah. What was that? Megalobox. Megalobox. That was that super short one. That was that boxing, post-apocalyptic boxing anime that came out a while ago. It was super short, super good, and then just kind of left, which is fine with me. Where the fuck is the purple door? We on the same page. Yeah, that's it for me, because, like, I prefer dubs. Unless the dub is bad, which a lot of times you can't tell unless you look further into it. A good dub, for me, is always outweighs a sub in any form. Now, if the dub is a fucking disaster nightmare, that's another story altogether. Luckily, most dubs nowadays aren't that bad. The dub is significantly better in Ghost Stories. Yeah, totally. Abridged is where it's at. Oh, I love Abridged. Because that's basically what Ghost Stories is, except it's being done by the company that made the show. And I think in that case it was more just like, there's no value in this unless we fuck with it. And then they did it, and it was great. It's a magical experience. I think more anime should release blooper reels, because Berserk had an amazing blooper reel, so did Kill la Kill, so did Dragon Ball. I still quote the... Oh, shit! I still quote the Berserk blooper reel to this day. I like how the bolt shells are little squares in the air. Like they're like actual projectiles, which is sick. I am getting my ass beat right now. I need to get my shit together. He's done. Grab this, grab all that. Like this, like this, like that. And jump back over here. Here we go. My Hero Academia actually also has a blooper reel, funny as fuck. Yep. You know what's the number one thing I miss when I do watch a dub for an anime after watching a sub? And it's all the English. Like, Present Mike is such a boring character in the dub of My Hero Academia. Like, he's so fucking boring. And in the fucking sub, you're listening to Japanese. Your ears are getting used to Japanese. All you just hear like, "Hey everybody!" It's just like really, really thick English. I fucking love that shit, man. Have I played the Warhammer hobby or just the games? I played a bit of 8th edition, played a bit of 9th edition. I have a Blood Ravens army that I've been working on. I have a tactical squad, a librarian, a rhino, and an assault Terminator squad. So that's pretty great. Those are all Blood Ravens, modeled after the Space Marines from Warhammer 40k Dawn of War. I pretty much explore all aspects of the Warhammer hobby, except for maybe cosplay. Because I even dabble a bit in fanfiction. I write lore for my characters. I am working on making my own Imperial Guard regiment. They're going to be the Heron 12th. Their entire thing is that they came from a world in which AI actually took care of them. And they basically had to sacrifice themselves. In order to protect them, the AIs had to self-sabotage themselves in a way to set them up to link in perfectly with Imperial society, so there's this sort of regret to them. They're also mostly female due to genetic defects and, like, a virus. Gomu Gomu no! I mean, same type of sub. Collecting a guard army right now, that's so cool. Yeah, man. I'm actually really excited to get them painted up and show them off in the Discord. Very excited. What was it? Fucking, I don't know. Like, I feel like certain things they did with the Hero Akadub was really good. Like, I love Chris Sabat as All Might. Like, he's brilliant. You're gonna go to sleep? Alright, good night, Blue Wolf. Thanks for stopping by. I guess I learned what happens if I stream too late on the weekdays, huh? I should have streamed earlier. I'll stream earlier tomorrow. Thank you! You've been great too, man. I'll see you around. What did I just do? Anyway. Yeah, like, other things are when something gets redubbed, that's always concerning. Like, for example, Evangelion has 2 separate dubs now, and it's really weird. There's the old dub from the old days, which is, in my opinion, brilliant, and the new one, which is more accurate, but I think is a lot overall weaker. And you get to see both sides of the coin in that case, where it's like, Evangelion old dub, not as accurate, but it's a lot more emotionally resonant for a Westerner. Whereas new Evangelion dub is more accurate, apparently. I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know. However, I find it overall weaker. That's the funny thing about localization, and it's an interesting problem that people run into when they deep dive into things, and it's that as long as you don't know what's actually originally being said, you can appreciate something, you know? If it's a good... and you don't get caught up in all the little details. I've seen people go nuts over translation differences, insisting that a character is named one thing or another, or character says one thing or another, and that it has to be that way because it's accurate to the original. But at the end of the day, it's ultimately what you like better. My favorite example of this in terms of my personal take on these things is a line in... Well, okay. Listen, if you know Evangelion, you likely know it for a very specific scene involving a hand and some liquid on the hand, followed by a line said by a character. And that line in the old dub for Evangelion is, "I'm so fucked up," which is a perfect line, and it's exactly what the viewer is thinking at that very moment. Whereas in the new one, it's him going, "I'm the lowest of the low," and it's like, dude, I hate you more now because it sounds like, I don't know, for you to pretend to be eloquent after doing something as disgusting as that, it just makes me hate you more. Which I don't want to in that circumstance. I want a little bit of honesty. And I appreciate that scene a lot more in the dub. The old dub, specifically for that reason. Or when we're watching JoJo, and like there's some annoyances, but you can understand. Like, we've been watching JoJo dubbed, and literally every single time a character says their stand name, I will go, alright, this stand's name is actually Sex Pistols. This stand's name is actually Black Sabbath. This stand's name is actually Rubber Soul. And just different things like that of just explaining or pointing out the cool cultural references that were there beforehand that have been removed for legal reasons in the dub. The point is, unless you speak the language, unless you speak both languages, you don't know what you're talking about, and should probably just appreciate what you got. Sex Pistols. Yeah, Sex Pistols is my favorite stand in JoJo. I love it conceptually. I got these 6 little guys, and they will deflect and aim my bullets for me. They will change their trajectory in midair, which allows me to be a kick-ass mob hitman. I love that idea. Little cartoon fellas that, like, aim my bullets for me. Allow me to curve bullets around corners or make my bullets chase people. Now, in the dub, it's, or the translation for it is 6 bullets, which isn't bad. Like, if you didn't know the original context, like I said before, you'd appreciate it. Like, there's occasionally a translation project that comes out like that. It's like, hey, guys, I retranslated all of Final Fantasy VII to be more accurate to the original, to the Japanese, to which people responded, wait, it wasn't? Because people had just grown up playing Final Fantasy VII. They didn't give any thought to the translation. They just enjoyed themselves. What did I just do? That was an accident. Anyway. Like, that was my response, and I've actually been playing with that translation recently. I decided to fuck around and play some Final Fantasy VII just for funsies. And I got to the scene where they introduce Marlene, Barrett's daughter, and they refer to her as Marin, and I'm like, I'm out. Because that character's been Marlene for me for the last, like, what, my entire life, I guess, because I was born in 1997 when the game came out. active in project. We have a suite of Russian and Estonian, Macedonian, Latinos, and 2 Americans. I hope they all speak English. Has there been any communication issues, or has it otherwise been alright? Multinational organization. That works good. You're like Ubisoft. We're a multicultural group of individuals. That's something that happens at the beginning of every Ubisoft game. It's really weird. I don't quite get it. Maybe it's like a legal thing. Nice! Awesome, awesome. That's good news. Bye, frog. Nice, big health. Keg of health. Alright, here we go. Hey, Obi, how's it going, man? I can now use emojis. Hell yeah, man. Welcome to the subscriber club. It is good here. And on the other end of things, in terms of translation funsies, I watched one of my favorite anime, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, Japanese, and I watched it with fan subtitles, in which through the entirety of that show, the main character name was Simon. And then we get to the dub, and they call him Simone. And it's like, you know the original name was supposed to be Simon, and it's just, that's how you pronounce that with Japanese. Can I be in the Mew crew forever? Gotta keep that sub up, dude. It's a special reward. It's a special reward. I gotta give people something for subscribing. Seaman. Yeah, exactly. I just keep thinking of Seaman turn the frogs gay. I'll try. Slanesh has done her best, man, and it's not working out. But you will always be a member of the Mew crew in my heart. Conduct ritual of activation. Alright, will do. Wow, this was a mistake. That's a great unclean one. Oh my god, that's a great unclean one. My life is ruined. Thank you, Servo Skull. Thanks for your fucking great advice. Oh, the bell. Not the bell. No, not the bell. Alright, I gotta keep away. I gotta keep away. Oh god, I just killed myself. Not fucking semen. Seaman. Alright, alright, good. Whoa! Got a beam and everything? Alright, I gotta take care of these little guys first. Alright, let's clean them up. Disgustingly resilient, that's their thing, so let's see what we can work with here. I'm guessing that one, he doesn't want me getting close, so... Oh shit, I am getting wrecked here. Die. Reload faster. There we go. Alright, loading up, moving through. Right, great unclean one. I love all the upgrades you get for the bolt gun. Oh my god, I am taking so much damage here. Holy shit, die, you piece of shit. Beam weapon, maybe. Oh, and it stays on the ground too. Fuck me. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just pick at this guy from a distance. Am I actually even doing damage with this? I can't tell. Let's grab here, grab some health, switch over to the bolt gun, and we'll loop around to grab some ammunition for the melta gun. My future wife Nadia is on. Nice! So his French, I don't like them, not because they're French, but because they suck. Yeah, I can agree with you there. They do kind of suck. They're like a video game factory. They don't really make... Yeah, regardless. Yada. Melt gun, melta gun, or melta grenade, crack grenade, whatever, I was wrong. That's fine, I'm okay with being wrong. I need to get to that melta gun ammo drop. Fuck off, quit spawning. Those are so annoying too, they don't even drop anything. Alright, well, I guess now I'm just gonna have to run up there. He is definitely spawning more of these bastards in. There is no way in hell that these guys are, there's just this many on this level. It's just what it is. Get that fucking bell away, asshole. Oh, the big stinker. Yes, exactly. He is the big stinker. He's the great unclean one. I'll have to show you guys a picture of the great clean one when we finish here. Because that's just fun. Oh my god, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Oh my god. I'm trying to... There's so many of you! Bastard. Alright. Alright, moving up in the world. That's a vengeance launcher. Alright, there we go. Let's try it. Oh, that's not bad, actually. I am hurting, though. I need health. There we go. There's some health. Can I get through here? Or is this locked? It's locked. Where's that big boy? I'll have to loop back around on him and just keep kiting these guys. Man, yeah, that's what I was saying about translation, is ultimately... People like to, like a lot of things in the internet, people like to get caught up in lofty platitudes of, like, why something should be the way that they like it, rather than just admitting, like, hey, this is the way that I like it. I'd like it if this character was called Simon. It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong, it's just what I'm used to and what I'm comfortable with. And people seem to be afraid to just admit that. They always gotta give some loftier, higher reason for it. Like whenever a Japanese game is localized to not have sexualized underage characters, people should just admit, people that are upset about that change should just admit that they want to see sexualized underage characters. And stop being so weird about it. Actually, maybe they shouldn't. Maybe that wouldn't be bright. Also, what do you mean by your future knife? Future knife. Yeah, what do you mean by your future knife? Oh man, that's fucked. I can't. Oh, Jesus. You see, you want it to be one way, but it's the other way. Alright, how we doing on Meltagun ammo? No Meltagun ammo. Perfect. Alright, let's try to get to my Vengeance Launcher. Yeah, you piece of shit. Get out of here, you fat bitch. Oh, I'm saying it. Woke up in the morning and I got diphtheria. Hannibal? Ah, there's so many of you! Oh, boy. Oh, it's F, not E. Oh, well. Playing too much Stalker. Whew. Alright, that was fun. But yeah, that's kind of my take on localization changes. And I just prefer a sub because when I watch something, I prefer to hear. I prefer to hear rather than read, I guess. You know, but that's funny because I always have the subs on anyways, no matter what I'm watching. And that's more just that a lot of things don't have good sound design. Like, if you ever watch, like, Lord of the Rings or Pirates of the Caribbean, those are movies that are constantly fluctuating between too fucking loud and too fucking quiet. And you're just trying to hear everything while not having your eardrums blown out of your skull. Just make your own media and do things your way. Yeah. Like, my favorite thing is, like, people are going, like, I wanted the most accurate... There's people who are like, I wanted the most accurate version of something, therefore I read the manga. But then there's, like, the kings that are just like, I wanted the most accurate version of anime. I watch a lot of anime and play a lot of Japanese games, so I'm just gonna learn the fucking language and import. Like, hell yeah, man. That's awesome. That's a good reason to do it, too, you know? Like, hey, I'm learning Japanese so I can better experience something I love. Mine entrance identified, caution, significant drop. And if you're exclusively consuming American and Japanese games, then great, more power to you. That way. There's not a lot of games that I want to play, though, that aren't being translated into English at some point by someone. Like, fan translation people are awesome when there's no translation at all. Like, that's wonderful. Problem is I couldn't find a fucking ROM for Final Fantasy VII that didn't have a fan translation because I didn't want to play with one, but the site that I was on was adamant that FF7 needed to have a fan translation. Alrighty. Media is worth the damn is usually translated in English. I agree. Either by a company or by fans. Occasionally you'll get something that's like offensive. It's like it is offensive that you haven't translated this to English yet, which would be like Mother 3, which is the best Mother game, and it's like way better than Earthbound in every way. And like Nintendo still has not released an official translation for that, but the community has, so it's fine. Emphasis on most. Oh yeah, there's most likely really good things that we're never going to get that are stuck in another language. In fact, there's actually quite a few games out there in English right now that have bad localizations that are way better in Japanese that we're just never going to get a translation for, like Final Fantasy 13. Apparently, 13's story is quite good in Japanese. It's just the English version is terrible, and they translated it very badly. There we go, you're good. Oh, by the way, I'm still shocked that I'm playing a Warhammer 40k game that plays this well. Like, I'm not even talking about it anymore because it's gone from being like a shock to just being normal. But when you stop and think that I'm actually like playing a 40k first-person shooter that controls in a very good way, and I'm loving it, it's a fucking magical experience, man. Show you how people felt playing Dark Forces back in the day. Oh, cool. Hey, you like my projector thingy? I should not waste my ammunition on this. Let's just... Uh-huh, your autocannon misses. Yeah, but like most, like you said, most. Like honestly, I'm hard-pressed to think of a single thing that's in another language that I really want to play. Oh, Fallout Sonora. That's the one. It's the it's a classic style Fallout game that takes place in Mexico. I want to play that. I really want to play that one. But the game is in Russian, and the parts of it that aren't in Russian are in Spanish. So, yeah, I believe in the Spanish part of it's going to be a thing no matter what. I'm very Spaniards. Yeah. What do you have against the Spaniards? What did Spain ever do to you? But, yeah, I'm really excited to play that when it comes out. Have I played Bloodborne on stream? No, I haven't. I was planning on it, but I've had some account issues with my PSN recently, so I might not be able to remote play it the way I want to. But once I get a capture card, definitely, I will play that. That'll be added to my stream list again, or unless when I get my weird account issues sorted out with PlayStation. Alright, he got vaporized. I am hurting right now. I need health. Need health really bad. Oh, there it is. There's the exit. There's the exit. Fuck! Ah, okay. I got you. I understand perfectly. I'm planning on playing Bloodborne on stream, though. I've played through the game most of the way on two separate occasions. Once, the first time I ended up with a really shit build that I wasn't happy with, and had to start over. And the second time, I had a game-breaking bug that was supposed to be fixed that just wasn't fixed. Like, they lied about fixing it. And it still exists to this day, and you can run into it, and okay, so you know the area leading up to Rom the vacuous spider, and how you need a key to get onto the balcony with Master Willem, so that you can dive in and fight Rom the vacuous spider? That key just didn't drop. and it's a bug that it was apparently fixed a year before I got the bug. So they lied about fixing that bug, and I wasn't able to get through the game. And that has kept me from playing it ever since. I'm scared that I'm going to run into that bug again, and I don't want to have to start the whole game over and potentially have the bug repeat. So that's why I haven't finished Bloodborne yet, because there was a horrible game-breaking bug that the developers lied about fixing. But I will give it another try eventually and face my fear of the game breaking horribly, and if that happens on stream, I just won't finish the game, ever. And that'll be the end of it. The idea that the game's been out for this long, god damn it, and they still haven't fixed that bug is, quite frankly, fucking offensive. As I'm playing Bloodborne and upgrade my HP for the entire game, committing one shot by the late game dudes. Yeah! The way I went about it was I found weapons I liked, and I would build for those weapons. So, like, but I never took scaling into account. So, I had the Hunter's Axe, and I kept upgrading it and running it for the entire game, but I would never upgrade any of the skills that fed into the Hunter's Axe to make it good, that scaled it, and I just ended up playing the... Oh, god damn it. I'm just gonna let myself die here and load a checkpoint. Yeah, just jump off the ledge. It's... Fuck. No, let me die. No, let me die, though. Hold on. I can't die. They won't let me die. I'm immortal. The Emperor protects. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Alright. I don't wanna ruin a checkpoint, so we're just gonna keep on fighting ahead. Until I get shot and killed. Which I will be. Thank you, hello. Lol. Yeah, so my issue was I had a lot of health, but I barely did any damage, and most enemies in the late game barely give out any souls. So I was basically just like... But yeah, that game has the same problem as Dark Souls 3, where it's like, there's like an invisible end game that exists before the actual end of the game, where soul drops become so low that you're better off just running past enemies. And that was my problem with that was a big problem I had with Dark Souls 3 as well, but it's just like, you hit a point in that game where it's just like, you're fighting enemies for their loot drops, or just for the sake of fighting them, and Souls/Blood Echoes never, like, become a non-factor. And so I got to that point in the game with a bad build, and I just went like, alright, well, let's start fresh. And then I made a really good strength build, and then the game said, no, you can't progress. We're gonna bug the fuck out with a bug that supposedly no longer exists in the game. And I was just like, alright, I'm done. Fuck Bloodborne. And since then I've mellowed out, and I've realized, like, alright, that was very unlikely to happen to me. I got really unlucky. It probably won't happen again, knock on wood. But I'm gonna give it another chance, and if it happens again, I'll just never beat the game, because, or at least not until we get a PC port. Which I'm still upset we don't have. I'm upset that I have to use my fucking PS4 to play that game. Like, I know they help fund the game, I don't care. Exclusives are bullshit, and they should go away. Man, I wish my Monster Hunter group didn't fucking abandon me. The sad thing, I was playing Monster Hunter World with some friends, and then Iceborne came out, and they stopped playing with me because they were all playing Iceborne. And then I took a break, and then, like, I was just like, oh boy. But they didn't even play Iceborne on PC. They didn't even, like, play it on PC so I could catch up with them. They literally stopped playing the PC version, bought the PS4 version, and started playing Iceborne because it came out first there, and they didn't want to not play Iceborne. I totally got fucked and, like, excluded by that group because of my refusal to buy console games. Which will continue, honestly. Unless I know a game's never coming out on PC, I'm probably going to continue to buy it on... I'm going to continue to buy games on PC. But yeah, Bloodborne, I really like what I played of that game. I really am excited to play more of it. Shame about that horrible bug that they lied about fixing. I hope I don't run into it again. People can be like, oh, they didn't lie, you just can never fully remove bugs. And I'm like, then don't use the word fix. Deep Vault, you have now located the Xeno storage vaults. Be careful enough to damage the mini specimens contained within. You need not take such precautions with the heretics. What are we talking about in terms of the storage vaults? Like, what kind of Xenos are being stored here? Also, I want to look something up. I'm curious about how taunting works in Bolt Gun. Taunt. What's the point of taunting? Playing Bolt Gun. I wish it. Okay. Does taunting do anything? Bolt Gun. Because, like, that's a wasted input a lot of times. Does taunt button work? Does taunting work at all? Like, it... Okay, I'm not getting any answers here, so I'm just going to assume it doesn't. Until further notice. But yeah, I really enjoyed Bloodborne. I'm excited to play more of it. Yeah. Excited to play a lot of the Souls games. Hidden Xeno Storage Vault. Investigate something. Did that say Thermosarcophagus? That's really awesome if so. That's a cool name. Never heard of that one before. I was really disappointed by Bloodborne PSX. I was really, really hoping that was going to be a full remake of Bloodborne. I know I was foolish for thinking that, but a man can dream, can't he? I should check and see how Darktide's doing. It's been a minute since I played Darktide. Every time I boot the game up, if it takes more than a minute to load in, I just quit it and uninstall it. But I want to see how it's doing. That's a bit illegal. Yeah, but you know me. I love crime. I love circumventing entire platforms and not having to pay for things. Deep. Like, honestly, I'm really hoping that some hero just remakes the entire game in Unity or something. Just, I don't want to fucking play... I don't want to use my PS4 if I don't have to. I mean, I mainly use it... It's a Netflix... It's become a Netflix box ever since I got the PC. That's the whole thing with fan games, too, is it's like... Well, technically, any kind of fan game is illegal if you hire the right lawyer. And a lot of times, small developers don't have the funding necessary to win a legal battle, so all they can really do is concede to a cease and desist, even if it is completely spurious, because you never know who's going to win the fight in court. It's like, there's this wonderful video by one of my favorite YouTubers, Wooly Versus. He's basically talking about, like, hey, if you have a fan game and you're making it, I don't want to know about it. Like, if you have a really cool fan game that you're working on, don't tell me about it. Don't tell anyone about it. Shut the fuck up about it until it's done. Because then you can just release it, and they can't stop you. Once it's out on the internet, it's out forever, you know? Like, AM2R was pretty quiet, and then it came out, and then it was just out forever, you know? And it's this thing of, like, just stay quiet. If you want your game to come out, and that's your only goal, then shut up about it until it's out. And then you can get cease and desisted and go like, alright, it's on Kick-Ass Torrents, it's on Pirate Bay, it's on everything. I can't do anything about it. Enjoy your awesome fan game being played and enjoyed by everybody. And then just wash your hands of it, and you're done. Advice to any of you, by the way. If you are making a really cool fan game, the company that owns the property that you're making a fan game of is not your friend, and you shouldn't pretend that they are. Make the game, put it out, and afterwards, if they get upset at you, just be like, hey man, I'm sorry. I'll cooperate, I'll take it down off my website. Sorry. My bad. My B. Don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness in this regard. Alright, we'll follow the arrows. We're doing good. Alex encouraging his viewers to do crime yet again. Path continues beyond Xeno storage chambers. I don't have the key yet, so we'll have to come back to this when we get the chance. A lot of the best things in the world are a bit illegal, though. I'm a huge fan of civil disobedience, personally. The idea that, like, a crime that is proven to be harmless by a large enough group of people for a long enough period of time will eventually no longer be a crime. Like smoking pot. Alright, let's go ahead and open this door. Go blast that guy. What are we looking at here? But yeah, I'm actually really excited to play a lot of the older Souls games as well, like Kingsfield. Kingsfield and Shadow Tower, I am very excited to play. Because for me, the most exciting parts of Dark Souls wasn't the combat or the bosses. It was exploring a well-made, well-crafted world. Like, Dark Souls 1 I adore is my favorite Souls game because it has the most... Sorry, Dark Souls and Bloodborne are my favorites because of how interesting those worlds are to explore. Be Crimes and do gay. You know what? I'd like to thank you, Fenris. You've just given me my new Discord status. Be Crimes, do gay. That's my new... I'd like to thank you for your generous donation. Set custom status. Be Crimes, do gay. I love it. Don't clear, that's my new status. Lamau, no problem. I feel that. Because basically, my previous one was I love crime, but Be Crimes, do gay is pretty good. Yes, do gay. Also, man, look at how that blood coats that wall. Beautiful detail. I firmly believe that lower graphical fidelity and higher detail is the way to go for video games. I think that going for realism is a technological dead end that will only lead to games looking as boring as real life. Here we go. Here we go, and I don't know, it's very rarely that I play a game with like high realism that I'm like, oh, that looks so good. I think the last time I'm trying to think of the last time I experienced that in recent memory. I think it was The Witcher. I think it was either Cyberpunk or The Witcher 3. And Cyberpunk was less of a... Witcher 3 was less of a, this game looks great because of how realistic it is. It's more just how beautiful it is and how well they designed it. Alright, we're gonna go this way because it says 1 and there's arrows pointing in this direction. Alright, there's armor over here we can grab. Click. 100. Hell yes. Oh, that felt so good, you guys. Very refreshing, very refreshing. I think there need to be more games. Like, I don't know, like nowadays, like I said, like there needs to be more games with art styles that aren't realism, but we have that now. There are so many indie games that look wonderful. Wonderful and have their own unique style. Early indie games were just like, alright, we get it, you like the Super Nintendo, come on. Let's get past that already. And nowadays it's like, oh man, these are just good-looking pixel art games. Like this right here, I don't know, you could say it looks like Doom, but there's really not any other games that look like this. It looks like fucking Bolt Gun, man. That's what I love about it. Also, the filters that the game starts with that try to make it look more like Doom or Blood really do not do the sprites justice, in my opinion. Oh yeah, PSX. Oh yeah, the low poly aesthetic is... Oh, it's perfection, man. I love the low polygon look. Go. Pushing ahead, pushing ahead. Good to go. Alright, cool. That went well. Let's fall back and grab some ammunition. Alright, doing good. Bolt gun, push ahead. But yeah, I love the way PSX games look. I was actually, what was it I was looking at recently? A Long Flight, I think it's called, where the entire game is about just climbing a mountain as like a little bird person and doing puzzles and going on little adventures and stuff. And that game looks gorgeous. Like, I love the PSX aesthetic. There was this prevailing mindset for the longest time that low poly 3D was just shitty 3D, you know? Like, looking at a PS1 game and they're just like, oh, this looks so primitive and old, but like, after a while, people kind of realize like, oh, this is a style. You can do a lot of cool things with this one. And there's a lot of games that have that look wonderful. Like, one of my favorite examples would be Alien Resurrection. An adaptation of a terrible, terrible movie that nails the horror tone of Alien more so than that movie ever did. And, like, I think it's a wonderful example of, like, low-poly aesthetic. Too lit. It's a shame you're the only player left because the bots aren't very good. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. My whole thing was the main reason I don't play Overwatch 2, aside from the company being run by rapists, is that I had problems with Overwatch 1 that needed to be fixed, and not only were they never fixed, they literally took away my ability to play that game. So yeah, fuck them. And Blizzard's made enough mistakes now that I just want the company to burn to the ground. I don't want them to exist anymore. They've had their chance. Same. Yeah. It's like, can you fix Overwatch 1? And they're like, we're gonna take Overwatch 1 away from you. And I'm like, no, fix it. Don't take it away from me. Fix the problem that the game has. Do your job. No, we're gonna take it away from you, and we're going to create a free-to-play version of a game with a terrible cash shop. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm good. I'll just get into TF2, and then I did, and I'm like, oh yeah, TF2's awesome. And like, I know I'm not the biggest TF2 player. I don't play it all the time, but that's just because I don't really play multiplayer games very often. If I could, I'd probably play it more. If I wasn't streaming all the time or working on the MMOs I'm working on, I'd probably be playing it a lot more often. I fucking love what I play at TF2. Actually, that should probably be our next multiplayer game night. It's TF2. Grab some heals. TF2 is so much fun. I need to ask the Mew crew if they'll be interested in playing that for the next multiplayer game night. Let's try Plasma Gun. I'm surprised they haven't hit that explosive barrel. All right, now we're moving. Game first steps and very important to do that. Yes, absolutely. You're supposed to destroy the greedy fashy corpo overlords, not join them. Not destroy them. I have 4,000 hours in it. I've really liked what I played of TF2. I've really been enjoying myself. I don't remember who I was playing mostly. Oh yeah, I was really getting into Pyro. Pyro's a lot of fun. I specifically like his flare gun quite a bit. A lot of fun. I need to play more of it. Join them. A lot of mean people play TF2. Yeah, mostly people I interact with have been, like, laid back. If they are mean. I have a rule with games, and it's that no matter what I'm playing, if I'm dealing with toxic people, I'm leaving. I don't care what, like, anti-quit shit the game has. If I'm playing a game of League of Legends and someone's mean to me, I am just quitting the match. My favorite example of that is Final Fantasy XIV. And it was just people, like, a lot of times in the early game when I was playing tank, people would be really mean to me, and I was just like, hey, listen, you either straighten up and fly right, or you can find yourself another tank. And a lot of times that did it, because tank queues are long. And, like, a lot of times in WoW, like, I've been playing World of Warcraft as a DPS, and they're just like, they're basically getting mad at me, and I'm like, I will literally just sit here. I will sit on the ground until you get your shit together. FF14's a lot of fun, yeah. I feel really bad. I got a group together, and then my computer literally started to melt down, and I'm like, all right, okay, that's scary. Like, I finally got a party together for Palace of the Dead because I wanted to run the whole thing, and I got it all set and ready to go, and then my computer decided to do a fucky wucky and stop working. Oh, they're infighting. Awesome. I love that. Infighting is so canon. I love it. Minions won't. I told you they'll be healed if they keep being toxic. Yeah, exactly. Like, I have the power over whether you live or die, fucker. That being said, man, a lot of healers in Final Fantasy XIV are fucking divas. Like, I'm playing the boring role, do as I say, is a very common, like, thing. Healers will get offended if you make their job easier. Like, I have had healers fucking scream at me in-game, and by that I mean type in all caps, because I use my self-healing ability as a tank. It's like, dude, I don't want to die. I want to make your job easier. Let's be cool. But I've had people get really mad at me for using self-heals as a tank. Healers are divas, man. They got an attitude problem. I love having healers around. I'm a healer myself, but man. Right, of course. Ayo, what? Are you saying ayo what? Because when I say healers are like divas, they're total divas, man. It's like, and they're not even like mean the way a DPS player is. Like, healers are very catty normally. Like, they'll shit talk you the way that like a teenage girl will shit talk you. Oh, hey there. Hi, how's it going? Hello. Didn't see you there, partner. Thanks for making yourself known, Chaos Terminator. They're doing their Terminator thing. They're teleporting behind you. Oh, man. I have a bit of a villain thing I did recently when I was out at the Warhammer store. I played my first game of 10th edition, or 9th edition with someone, or my second game of 9th edition. It was their first game, right? I literally loaded, and it was an objective-based game. The idea was we had to take 3 control points, right? And so what I did was I loaded all of my troops into my tank, into my personnel carrier, into my Rhino, right? I put my wizard/psyker on the first objective, so if anyone got close, he would blast them with lightning. On the second objective, I teleported all of my Terminators onto it. I deep striked them onto the objective, and they sat there. And then I drove my tank to the third objective on my first turn, and just parked it there and unloaded a tactical squad of like 10 guys, or sorry, of 9 guys. And then I just flanked him with the Rhino and hit him with heavy machine gun fire. He had no chance. He wasn't able to leave the starting point of the game because I just fucking took every objective. It was his first game and he hated me so much, man. He kept saying that. I was like, every single turn, I'd like blow away half of his a third of his guys, and he'd be like, I hate you so much right now. And I'm like, yeah, it's good to meet you too, man. It's like literally my first game with a guy, and it was his first game of 40k, and I bullied him. I felt so good afterwards, man. I'm sorry. It just felt really good to like make that strategy and execute on it and have it play off. I'm an asshole for doing it, of course. It's like when you want your friends to play fighting games with you the first time, and you're just like, oh yeah, I know what to do. And like, I've seen this all the time, where it's like, I'll go to play fighting games with someone who knows fighting games, and they will just fucking do an infinite combo on me and wreck my shit. And I'll have no help, and I'll just be like, why? And he'll be like, play to win. Villainy, man. Straight up villainous. I should not have done that. That was very mean of me. I had so much fun, though. Isn't that fucked up that I screwed him like that? It's a very Blood Ravens route. To be fair, it's a very canon way to play. Blood Ravens are like that. They are like cutthroat tacticians. But I felt kind of bad. Die, you fucker. I'm so glad that I played this on hard, by the way. This is the good shit. I was like kind of worried at first because I was just like, oh man, what if this gets way too hard? But no, this has been the way to go. This game on hard has been a wonderful experience. The game's like feels too easy at first, and I'm just like, nah, man, just gotta. then you get like, I think like 2 or 3 levels in, and then the game fucks the shit out of you, and you're like, all right, yeah, okay, not too easy, definitely not too easy, not too hard at least too. That's been my takeaway thus far. I've really enjoyed myself. It's pretty great. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I ruined that guy. And I'll probably play against him soon. He'll probably kick my ass because he knows my main strategy when I have that set up. And I'm gonna try to use it again, but it may not play out well for me. But yeah, I really enjoy 14. I want to play more of it. Right now I'm working to get towards the end of the game, the end of the MSQ. I'm just enjoying it as a single-player RPG while seeing what friends I can make along the way by doing old content through Party Finder. I hope it goes well, but you never know. Up to this point, playing the game has been kind of miserable because I've been trying to use Duty Finder for everything and I've been begging whatever free company I'm in, what the hell, to help me out, and they've been very unhelpful, I might add. Alright, that's that. Oh, it's overheating. I need to switch out. Strength 5, Strength 3. Let's try the Vengeance Launcher on him. What is up with these ambuls? They are really not good at tracking or finding me. That guy just sat there and let me shoot him for most of it. Ammunition identified. Excellent. Grab some ammo for this gun. Reload this gun. Let's find our way in. I'd love to start my own free company eventually, and I'm probably going to end up having to do that. I want to move back to my old home server before I do, though. I'm also going to need the free time to run it. So we'll see what happens in the future. No one can ever really guess what's going to happen, so... Who knows, the game may just go to shit. The game may just get really bad all of a sudden. I would like to expand the community to other games though. I really want like the School of the Cat to be a multi-game, multi-platform thing. That's why I have all the social media and stuff and why I post clips and everything. I need to talk more on those platforms, of course, no doubt. But the goal is to try to get everything to direct to everything and not just be a Discord or a stream, just a kind of a community that people can access in any way they like. Continue. Heresy lurks. A secret archive deep within the vault. This is where the fragment resides. You must reach it before heretics and their demonic allies. I hope we're not too late. Alright. And I think this is where we're going to wrap it up tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to follow. If you want to hang out with me sometimes, just shoot the shit and talk, and you haven't joined it yet, be sure to join the Discord. If you want to see more from me, check out the YouTube, all kinds of shit. Lots of things to do, lots of things to see. If you want to support the channel, help it grow, help it get better, help it change, be sure to subscribe. Subscribers get many perks, such as no ads. That's the number one. The second is you get access to the Mew Crew channel. You get the access to the secret channels on the Discord that will allow you to vote for and choose what games you want me to stream. And you get to participate in the Friday multiplayer streams on YouTube. So I really hope to see you all there. With that, a few announcements. Tomorrow I will not be streaming. I'll be celebrating 4th of July with my family, so no streams tomorrow night. This Wednesday we're going yeah, it's Monday right now. Wednesday we're going to be playing Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl. That's ongoing, that's pretty great. And then what I'm really excited for is Saturday we're going to be playing Stardew Valley, which I've been wanting to play for a very long time, and I'm excited to put some time into it again. Anyway, let's go ahead and find ourselves someone to raid, shall we? We got any friends raiding right now? Shades for Shays. Alright, none of my followers are playing anything I'm really interested in right now, so let's check out Boltgun. Let's check out the Boltgun streamers and see what we can find. Low to high. We're sitting at 6 viewers. I've awakened from my slumber. Man Ray OG. Let's check out Man Ray OG. Let's see what they're like. Alright, they're pretty quiet. Let's check out some other ones.
I don't see how the fuck I get up there.
Late night.
Hold on, science work.
Check this one out.
I should have saved the Meltagun.
Yeah, VTuber. Alright, can we type? Good.
Having problems with the local wildlife? Just wish they would disappear? shoot it with the Meltagun, and boom. Instantly watch.
They no
all of
longer
your
exist.
problems disappear.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and raid Zephyr Vamp. Let's check him out. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciated having you here. See you guys in his chat. Start raid. 1, 2. Come on. Let's get the full 5. 1, 2. Oh, we went back. 4. All right, hell yeah, guys. I'll see you guys in his chat. Take care, everyone. Na 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 na.